What's going on, everybody? I am back with the 2026 record predictions for FirnyJunkball this year. 14 teams, 3 teams in the AAA division. Excited to get going here, and here we go. The River Rats, the defending champions last season, 11-7 regular season. Favorable matchups to start the year. Some key points. No Carter possibly for majority of the year. He's going to start his own journey, so good for him. Pitching depth, who's going to step up for them? Gavin Mitchell, Andrew Boye, who knows? Hot and cold bats, these guys get hot and they also get cold at times throughout the season. How will they bounce back throughout the year? Young core, all their young core is still here. Ryan and Carter are still going to be around. They'll do their best to show up, and these guys are going to have to really change the tone of the team. 16-5 predicted record for the regular season. The Ocean Sharks, the American League regular season champions last season, 16-2. Their key points, full roster returns. They were the best offense in wiffle ball last year. They were solid. Locked in. Are they going to show up on time? Are they going to show up ready to work? Or are they going to show up to, and give some games up when they should win all their games for the most part? Pitching staff-wise, still only have Bryce, really. Will they expand? We'll see, especially when teams get hot against him. Got to be able to be more versatile, especially for a playoff run. But I think they do go 18-3. I don't see them losing a series this season. We'll see if my predictions are correct. The Blue Ballers, 11-7 last season. This team's dedicated. Aiden Bex is probably the best manager. Free agent-wise, he's always looking. He's hardworking. Who's available? Is Taylor going to be available? Is Aiden, Parker? These guys are busy. So who's going to step up for them? Their pitching staff, when Taylor's not around, who's going to be that guy? And adversity. These guys have to deal with it when guys are out. Who's going to step up for this franchise in the biggest moments? I think they go 13-8. I think they have a competitive year, as always. So let's keep going. The Red Rips. Ballbusters rebrand, moving back to the AL after being in the NL for a few years. Pitching staff. I do not know who their pitcher is going to be. We'll see how that goes. I think Colin Miller right now is their number one, but we'll see about that. Ben Patrick has a huge team stacked up here. I think they'll be okay. Hot and cold bats. These guys get hot sometimes, and then they get really cold. So what team's going to show up this year? I think the hot team. The hot bats are going to show up early on. The errors killed them last year in the clutchness, blowing big leads late in games. This is a different team, and this is a different feel. I think these guys have it in them to really step it up from years past. So I think 11-10 is their record moving into the playoffs. The Bomb Squad, the younger guys, not so young anymore. Most of these guys are in junior high now, especially Cooper when he started 7 years old or 8 years old, whatever it was. 7-11 last year. Pitching-wise, I think Cooper still holds it down with Jackson. New look, they lose Oakley to Shays this year in free agency. Power, I think Eli and Grant will have to pick up the power for them as they lose a huge home run bat in Oakley to Shays. And they're older, so they're getting more scarier. These guys hit for contact. They play hard. They're strong kids now. They'll be ready to go. I think 13-8 is their season prediction. They can definitely be better than this. But this is my floor for them. I think they can go higher for sure. Bomb Squad. The Benchwarmers. Never played before. So last year's record obviously is not there. Some key points, new team. Max Garrow's the only returner he's ever played. He played one season. I think he'll be their main guy. Pitching-wise, I think he'll be the pitcher. But still some unknowns there. And then I don't know how everyone else is going to be, but I think they'll play hard. They'll have fun. And that's the main goal here. So I think they'll do well for some points. I think they go 5-16 though. We'll see. I think these guys can definitely be better than what I'm giving them, but they're going to have to prove me wrong. Okay, some history here. Pitch Perfect, one of 2 girls teams. We've never had full girls teams. We've had girls play before. Shout out my cousin Megan. Shout out Kyler. Those have been the main 2 recently. They've been playing for a while, so it's going to be a little bit more cool to see, 20 of them playing instead of 2 or 3 every year. So this is pretty cool. So some history, new team. a lot of unknowns how good they're going to be. So it's really hard for me to make predictions. I've never seen them play. Their pitching staff, I don't know who's going to pitch for them. So it's a lot of unknowns. So this prediction is a lot of just guessing. I think their record will be 3-18, but I definitely think they can be better than that. I'm very excited to see them play. I know they're excited, so it should be really fun to watch a new team like these guys. And yeah, so that's the American League, and we'll move on to the National League. All right, moving on to the National League. The Crotch Rockets, National League champions last year, lost in the World Series to the River Rats. It was a tough time, but we played hard. Big points here. Kusepak and Finnegan not coming back. Kusepak is probably the best pitcher in history, besides maybe Bryce Flynn. So that's a huge loss for us. Finnegan, one of the best hitters in the league. He'll be done as well. So Crotch Rockets will have to find a way to do it without him. Playoff run, had a really good playoff run. Beat the allegations of being a regular season team last year. So Crotch Rockets look to go back-to-back with National League champs. It's going to definitely be hard. A lot of competition this season. So the pitching staff, who's going to pitch for the Crotch Rockets? Is it going to be me? Is it going to be Bailey? Is it going to be Ty, Seth, Sydney, Kyler? Who knows? You know, that's one question we got to answer. And then home run dependent sometimes. Have to be able to hit for contact instead of home runs. We got the power, but we got to be able to also hit base hits. So 14-7 is the predicted record. Could definitely be worse. Could definitely be better. We'll see. But should be an interesting year for sure. Aces, National League regular season champions last year, 16-2. They had the best year they've had in a while. Full roster returns. Who shows up? Jake Fernie bringing his squad back. Megan, Brian, Kevin, Hunter, and Corey. Who's going to show up? Is Corey going to show up? Is Kevin going to show up? Is Brian going to show up? You know, it's just going to have to piece it together. Great regular season last year. Had terrible playoff struggles, though. It was a bad playoff run for them. It is what it is. They did well, though. 15-6 is their predicted record. They'll be fine. I think they're going to be one of the teams to beat this year for sure. They're going to be solid. I have faith in Jake and those guys. So, big year ahead of them. Weekend Warriors. Green Gators rebrand. 11-7 last season. Same squad, new look. They lose Alex. They lose Brennan. But they have the depth. They have the playoff squad. Slow start. Last year's team struggled in the playoffs. It was not a good year for them. I think they're going to come out hungry, ready to win. Last year was a little brutal for them. They know that, and I think they're going to go 17-4 and win the National League this year. I think they're going to be ready to go, show some fight, and possibly win it all. The Ball Bashers. This is my dark horse. Rebrand of In It to Win It. Last year's record 16-12. Huge additions in James Haley and Oakley Deshays. Jay Charette did a good job finding them in free agency. The power. I mean, this team is power, like they hit home run after home run. Dark horse pitching staff is going to be a little iffy. I think Micah will probably be their pitcher. We'll see Jace. That's their one downfall. Caden French, rookie of the year last year, is going to look to have a better year, another great year. And Landon Barse is hurt for a majority of the season, so we'll see what happens there. But this team's going to be good. I think they're going to go 14-7, but I think they can definitely be higher than that. We'll see. Pay attention to the Ball Bashers for sure. I think these guys could definitely make some noise around July for the playoffs. One-hit wonders. Storm Strikers rebrand. Last year's record 2-16. Key points. Rework the roster. Cam Bigness doing his job. You know, trying to get a team together. A lot of unknowns. Who's going to be their pitching staff? I think Cam will be their pitcher. A lot of contact. I think these guys will do decent. Evan Reagan is a big piece for them. I think they'll have fun. I think these guys will work hard. I think they can be better than 3-18 though for their record. That's kind of a low record prediction, but it's a tough National League, tough league in general. So we'll see how they do. Cam always does well with his squad. They do their best, and I think these guys can definitely win more than 3 games for sure. But we'll see. A lot unknown, and we'll wish them the best of luck for sure. And then the Divas, the second girls team we're talking about today. A new squad, a lot of unknowns. Lily Frigo, manager, piecing it together. Who's going to be pitching? Who's going to be their best hitters? But very excited to watch these guys as well. You know, Lily Frigo kind of started the train here of getting the girls teams in here, so this is cool. They wanted to be in it last year, couldn't, so they came this year, and they hope to have a good year. We'll see. I don't know. Like I said with Pitch Perfect, I don't know how to predict these guys. Never seen them play, so it's very exciting to see and look forward to see how they do for sure. So 5-16 is their predicted record. I do think they outlast the Pitch Perfect. But like I said, you could probably flip that game back and forth. I don't know. I'll know more after week 1. But these guys are very excited, just like the Pitch Perfect. They're making history. Like I said, it's nice to have more people in the league this year. And the girls I know that have been here before probably like to see more girls playing. So this is going to be fun. 5-16 though, so they definitely could be better than the predicted record as well. And then lastly, the Backyardigans. Key points, new squad. Tisdale returns, Rico Tisdale returns. A lot of unknowns who their pitching staff is going to be. Jack Slavin is going to have to find that out early. I think he'll do a good job as his first time being a manager. I think they go 3-18, though. I think they can definitely be better as well. It's a lot of unknowns, especially with so many new teams. So pay attention to the week 1 and week 2 statuses, and then we'll rework it from there. But that's your National League predictions. And then moving on to our standings, final standings, I think the American League here on your left, Ocean Sharks, Riverettes, Blue Ballers, Bomb Squad, Red Rips, Benchwarmers, Pitch Perfect. And then on the right side, National League, Weekend Warriors, Aces, Crotch Rockets, Ball Bashers, Devious Divas, Backyardigans, and the One Hit Wonders. These guys all can scramble. Everyone can scramble around, but it doesn't matter how good you do in the regular season. It only matters in the playoffs. Everyone makes playoffs. Everyone gets a chance to win. Who knows? The Green Gators did it a few years ago as a 5 seed. Who knows what's going to happen? July is a huge stepping stone for everybody. Everyone gets more dialed in. Plenty of wiffle ball to play. Don't be discouraged if you're last place. You can win it all. Anyone has a chance. So there's your standings. And then moving on to our AAA division. Cornfield Crushers, Backyard Ballers, Backyard Bandits. Ballers, I think, have the advantage due to the major leagues. They were the Wildcats last year. The Crushers, led by Captain Cam Fifi, he's the only one that left the Wildcats group, so he's running his own show. And the Bandits are a new roster and new debuts, so a fresh new team. Right now, my front runner is probably the Ballers for this group, but I think the Crushers and the Bandits can make some noise as well. I think the only reason why I picked the Ballers right now is because they've played more. In the major leagues, they've played more wiffle ball. But I'm excited to see these guys. These guys play 3 times. They play each other 3 times. So we'll see. I think this is going to be a competitive year for them. They'll have their own playoffs and everything. They'll get drafted by the major leagues probably in the 2nd or 3rd week. And yeah, this should be a very, very fun way to get more people involved. And yeah, so that's our predictions for this season. Make sure to subscribe and follow and like the video. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, at FirnyJunkball. Can't wait to get you guys to the field. Can't wait to get the season started. History all around. Most teams ever. New teams. AAA division. 2 girls teams. Plenty of storylines. We are so excited to get everyone involved. Let's have a year. Best of luck to everybody. And we'll be seeing you May 27th. Peace out, guys.